Hello, my name is Ruth Kerber. I'm here with PNN News Live at the Pro School UCSD. The California Housing Partnership has reported that 134,537 low-income renters in San Diego County do not have access to an affordable home. There are more than 200,000 low-income renters in San Diego County. To alleviate this gap, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed Assembly Bill number 846 into law to limit low-income housing rent increases. Later on in this segment, we'll have what Assembly Bill number 846 is and its effect on low-income tenants. But what is Assembly Bill number 846? Assembly Bill number 846 was signed into law on September 28, 2024 by Gavin Newsom and introduced by Assembly member Mia Bonanno. The bill applies to low-income housing established prior to April 3, 2024 and limits rent increases of deed-restricted housing with restrictions in their deed to limit how the property is used, to only 5% maximum plus the change in the Consumer Price Index, a measure of the average change over time in the price paid by consumers, or 10%, whichever is lower. The deadline for the bill to be adopted is June 30, 2025 by the California Tax Credit Allocation Committee, which oversees low-income housing tax credits given to low-income housing. Assembly Bill number 846 also finally offers all tenants equal protection. The bill also finally closes the loophole in the Tenant Protection Act of 2019, which protects tenants from evictions without cause and limits rent increases to only 5% maximum, plus the change in the Consumer Price Index, or 10%, again, whichever is lower, and which deed-restricting affordable homes were not included. With the implementation of this bill, tenant exploitation through rent increases is predicted to decrease even more. With the focus on protecting tenants, how does this bill affect landlords? With the California Tax Credit Allocation Committee leading the implementation, landlords not in compliance with the bill could face losing new tax credits for renovations or approval to sell low-income properties. But how does this affect students? Currently, the Pro School UCSD has two homeless coordinators on campus, Ms. Wendy Pagnos and Ms. Allison De La Rosa, to assist families and students with housing issues. And they have graciously decided to provide me some insight on what homelessness is and what resources are provided at the Pro School UCSD.
Rent increases are one of the factors of housing insecurity, which can lead to homelessness. When talking to Ms. Wendy Panagos, she says, quote, "The term homelessness can have a broad definition," unquote. The school uses the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act, which is a law that grants federal funds for homeless programs, definition of homelessness to see who qualifies, and she defines it as essentially meaning, quote, "individuals who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence," unquote. And with rent increasing, this could mean budgets for other aspects like food and bills could be lowered, which raises its own set of problems. The problem affects our very own Preuss Committee, with 42 of our scholars qualifying for the McKinley-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. But rent increases don't just cause housing insecurity and potential homelessness. It can affect multiple aspects of students' lives. When talking to Ms. Allison De La Rosa, she says rent increases are harmful to tenants and students and, quote, "the instability of housing just affects mental health in general, but also academics," unquote. Studies show that suspensions, chronic absences, and dropout levels affect more students without access to housing stability versus ones who do. For all these cons, though, there is a pro. Being the school's homeless coordinators, Ms. Wendy Panagos and Ms. Allison De La Rosa give much support in school to the assistance of students with housing instability. They say that they keep track of students who qualify under the McKinley-Vento Homeless Assistance Act through the attendance coordinator and their mid-year residency forms. They order stuff the bus backpacks through the SDCOE County's homeless program. They connect families with things that affect their housing situation, such as updated legislator. They write letters for unhoused students for college and help them find housing. They also provide resources such as shelter homes or hotel vouchers, plus community resources such as mental health services and health insurance, and CalFresh/food distribution centers or FEMA housing vouchers in times of community crisis. They are also in collaboration with the Try and Wish program at UCSD to get students gifts over the holidays, and they connect students with scholarships for unhoused students. They also have their food distributions on 2 Fridays a month with food provided by the San Diego Food Bank. The schedule is on the bulletin in case anyone wanted to know the dates. Feel free to reach out to Ms. Wendy Panagos and Ms. Allison De La Rosa. Their offices are located across the counselor's offices, and their emails are also for Miss Allison De La Rosa, ARDELA ROSA@ucsd.edu. And Miss Wendy Pagnus is WPANAGOS@ucsd.edu.
And that's how Assembly Bill number 846 provides rent caps on low-income housing, protects tenants, and affects students and landlords. With 134,537 of California low-income renters without affordable homes, and at least 187,084 Californians experiencing homelessness, rent caps and legislative actions aren't a want but a requirement. For more information, go to calmatters.org or email broadcast.journalism@preuss.ucsd.edu. Reporting for the Preuss News Network, I'm Ruth Kavram, and thank you for watching.